The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Do you ever wish certain people would just disappear? You don't want to miss today's edition of Liberty at Home. And I'm back. Hello, everyone, and we are back with our latest edition of Liberty at Home, expertly produced from ECAT Studios on the corner of Oliver and Elm, right here in Easton. I'm Pastor Adam Riveiro from the Liberty Baptist Church, which is also located in Easton. On today's episode, we're moving forward in our study of the longest chapter in the Bible, Psalm 119. Today we'll read from verses 113 to 120. So join me as I read. I hate vain thoughts, but thy law do I love. Thou art my hiding place and my shield. I hope in thy word. Depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my God. Uphold me according unto thy word, that I may live, and let me not be ashamed of my hope. Hold thou me up, and I shall be safe, and I will have respect unto thy statutes continually. Thou hast trodden down all them that err from thy statutes, for their deceit is falsehood. Thou puttest away all the wicked of the earth like dross. Therefore I love thy testimonies. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee, and I am afraid of thy judgments. Now, thanks to the magic of television, I was able to disappear a few moments ago. I should add that we here at Liberty at Home just used our entire special effects budget of 2024 for that one scene. But seriously, the psalmist seemingly talks about a similar phenomenon in verse 115. Look at it again. Depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my God. Right there in the first phrase, the psalmist commands evildoers to depart from him. Now, we've seen before in this psalm where people have caused great distress to the psalmist in his life. But here, it's as if he's just trying to dismiss them with a wave of his hand. Begone, evildoers. Don't come back around these parts again. But don't you wish it was really that easy? Almost certainly, you've had to deal with someone or someones in your life who have treated you wrongly. Biblically, how do you handle situations like that? Well, despite what I just said a few moments ago, the psalmist is not simply closing his eyes, plugging his ears, and hoping all the troublemakers in his life disappear. In fact, it's quite the opposite. A closer inspection of the part of the psalm we just read will show that in times of great difficulty, God will hide you and hold you. Look at verse number 114 again. It says, Thou art my hiding place and my shield. I hope in thy word. Now look at verses 116 and 117 again. Uphold me according unto thy word, that I may live, and let me not be ashamed of my hope. Hold thou me up, and I shall be safe, and I will have respect unto thy statutes continually. When the psalmist was surrounded by evildoers, he made his appeal to God. Hide me in the midst of danger, and hold me in the palm of your hand. Best of all, according to these same verses, when he hides us and holds us, we'll have hope. Verse 114 says, I hope in thy word, and we'll have happiness. Verse 116 says, let me not be ashamed of my hope. So in verse 114, we find that God shelters us and gives us hope. Then in Psalm 115, the psalmist addresses the evildoers in his life. And finally, we sandwich that with another positive thought in verses 116 and 117, talking about the happiness that comes from being upheld by God. All these truths, in this particular order, offer perhaps the greatest lesson of all today. And that's this: joy in the Christian life comes not from the absence of difficult people, rather, it comes in spite of them when we walk with God and read His Word. But let's take this powerful truth and apply it right where we live. You may have a family member who has made it their personal business to antagonize you every chance they get. Perhaps you have a boss that has made it their job for you to be miserable the entire time you're at work. Or it could be that you have someone at school you're trying to avoid because every time you see them, they make your life sheer agony. Well, you may not be able to say, "Be gone, evildoers," in the midst of your difficulty. Call out to God and allow Him to hide you and to hold you. If you do, you can have both hope and happiness in the midst of your circumstances. When you can't make evildoers disappear, lose yourself in the strong and mighty hands of God. As we close out today's broadcast, I want to remind you that Liberty Baptist Church meets every Sunday and Wednesday, and that you're always invited to join us for services. We meet at 800 Washington Street in Easton, right across from Easton Pool and Spa on Route 138. If you want to learn more about our church or watch a live stream of our church services, go to mylibertybaptist.org. Well, I'm Adam Riveiro, reminding you that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. We'll be back next week on ECAT, so see you then on Liberty at Home.